If you're looking for the best build going into the new season, then look no further because we got you covered. So make sure to sit back, relax, and watch the entire video. And hey, consider hitting that subscribe button, god damn it. Bungie hasn't officially released what's in the artifact for next season, but if we're gonna take an educated guess, then we can just look at this season's artifact and what's not in it. So we can assume there's gonna be some broken solar mods, stasis mods, and for the remainder of the year there should always be some Strand mods. So it's always safe to bet on there being some broken new Strand mods in the artifact. And as for the negatives, we know that suspension is getting a nerf next season. Now how big is this nerf? We don't know yet. Hopefully Bungie comes out soon and tells us. A lot of people are assuming that it's like 50% reduction on how long it lasts, which even if they nerf the duration by half, it'll still be super strong. And this build could change next season depending on a few things. Like we said, the artifact could have some broken perks, so you might be changing up some fragments. But on top of that, they're adding a new aspect for each class. So Strand Hunters will receive a new aspect, and we have no idea what that aspect is just yet. This build allows you to suspend everything infinitely through the uses of our aspects, grenade, and exotic. And speaking of our aspects, we are utilizing Widow Silk, which gives you 2 fragment slots, as well as giving you an additional grenade charge. And the grenade we're pairing with Widow Silk is the Shackle Grenade, a thrown weapon made of strand matter that detonates on impact, suspending targets and creating additional suspending sub-projectiles. The grenade itself is amazing for suspending everything, but now you have 2 of them, and on top of that, we're going to be using some armor mods to be able to get our grenades back even faster, so you'll never run out. And that's only one form of suspension. Our other form is coming from Ensnaring Slam, which is going to activate our air move to consume our class ability energy and dive to the ground, suspending all targets on impact. Using this ability extends class ability cooldown time. And since we're completely getting rid of our dodge, we just want to go with the shortest cooldown. So we're going to go with the Marksman dodge, which is going to give us a higher uptime on being able to use Ensnaring Slam. We're also pairing Ensnaring Slam with the 6 Coyote exotic chest piece, which gives us a second dodge charge. So we're going to have 2 Ensnaring Slam charges and 2 grenade charges. So we have 4 methods of suspending targets. And through the use of our fragments and mods, we're going to have infinite uptime on our suspension effects. And if you're newer to the game and don't have the 6 Coyote, you can grab a quest from Ikora called Taming the Storm. And once you complete this quest, you will receive the 6 Coyote exotic chest piece. For this build, there's a wide variety of weapons that you can run. You can pretty much utilize any strand weapon in your kinetic weapon slot. And if you're using something like a submachine gun or an auto rifle, you should definitely be running a shotgun or fusion rifle for your energy weapon to be able to just burst down those suspended enemies. I would recommend using the Quicksilver Storm exotic auto rifle, but only if you have the catalyst complete. The catalyst is going to allow it to become a strand weapon, otherwise it's not a strand weapon, as well as allowing its final blows with grenades to create tangles. The fragments you should be looking at for this build, the first one is Thread of Warding. Picking up an Orb of Power grants Woven Mail. This is going to give you -10 resilience, but it's definitely worth it because we're going to be able to create quite a bit of Orbs of Power, so you should always have Woven Mail active, and Woven Mail is going to greatly reduce incoming non-precision damage. Pretty much most damage for PvE encounters. Thread of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. It's going to drop our discipline by 10, but it's going to allow us to have insane uptime on our shackle grenades. Thread of Isolation. Landing rapid precision hits emits a severing burst from the target. Severed targets unwind into a tangled when defeated, as well as Thread of Continuity. Suspend, unravel, and sever effects applied to targets have increased duration. So even if suspend gets nerfed next season, this will still allow it to have increased time. If you plan on running this build for the last few weeks of Season of the Deep, you definitely want Improved Unraveling and Strand Soldier. This is going to increase the damage dealt by unraveling, as well as giving unraveling rounds to our weapons whenever we gain Woven Mail. Next season, there's going to be some new strand perks in the artifact, so if you're planning on using this build for the next season, don't worry about the artifact just yet. As for your armor mods and your helmet, you should have some type of orb generation for whatever element you're planning on using for your main weapon. We also have Hands-On, gain bonus super energy on melee kills, as well as Dynamo, reduces super cooldown when using your class ability near targets. In our arms, we have Focusing Strike, grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a melee attack. Bolstering Detonation, grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade. And Grenade Kickstart, when your grenade is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. This is going to allow us to have insane uptime for our dodge, therefore Ensnaring Slam to suspend targets, as well as giving us grenade energy back for more suspension. Since we're going to be up close and personal, you should probably have melee damage resist to reduce incoming damage from combatants at point blank range, and I always like to run Concussive Dampener to reduce the area of effect damage from combatants. In your legs, you should be running Reciprocation and Innervation. Anytime we pick up Orbs of Power, it's going to instantly heal us and give us some grenade energy back, as well as Woven Mail from our artifact. And for your last mod, you should be running some type of Weapon Surge for whatever your main source of damage is. I'm currently using a solar rocket launcher, so I have a solar weapon surge in. In our cloak, we're using Powerful Attraction to automatically collect nearby orbs of power when we activate our class ability, and this works for Ensnaring Slam, so anytime we slam the ground and suspend targets, we're just gonna instantly pick up nearby orbs of power. Distribution reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near targets. And Reaper, after we use our class ability, our next weapon Final Blow spawns an orb of power. Even if Suspension gets a nerf next season, Strand's still going to be one of the top tier builds to be running, so make sure you have a Strand build ready to go. Let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to in the upcoming showcase, whether that's the new season, the final shape, or what's beyond. And with that, I hope you all have an amazing day. Peace.